Let's get it.
Yo, what up, everybody? Localz Only podcast with our special guest,
Nelson from Paris.
Yes, bro. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You know, we just got done with Freestyle Session. And then today we were able to, go to Sheldon Skate Park, vibe out. You guys were killing it with some of the exclusive songs that Rock Swift got for the album. And how'd you like some of that, the heat that you heard today with the music?
Oh, that was fire.
Yeah.
I just went down like crazy.
You did. Bro, that was, I don't know how you was able to move like that and what you wearing. He was wearing this. Look at dripped up, always.
I swear.
So, Freestyle Session, was that your first Freestyle Session in LA?
That was my first freestyle session ever.
Ever? Oh, wow, okay. I was joking with you a little bit after the finals. I was like, yo, when are you going to come and get one of them rings? Because you pretty much have titles and all the major events. Is Freestyle Session one of those ones on your list?
For sure. I missed that one.
Yeah.
It's like... it made me remember when I wanted to go to Old School Night.
Oh, yeah.
And that Machine called me like, yeah, can you come this year to judge? And I was like, well, it's an honor, so I can't refuse,
Mm-hmm.
So, but then I went back the year after to compete. So,
yeah.
For sure, I missed that kind of title in US.
Yeah.
So. Just for me to like be here and compete and exchange with the guys, see all these OGs, all this new generation, and all these people who come in from everywhere. It's nice because it made a freestyle session a real international battle in US. So for sure, it's one of my goals and a lot more than before, than when I came to judge. Yeah, for sure.
Now, and this year too, I was talking to Dizzy from Playboys today. He was asking about the event and everything, and he's someone that knows a lot of history about popping and everything that's happened. And he was like, "What did you think of the level, right?" Because MT Pop won, and MT Pop is from his crew, So he's like, did he win beating the best, or did he win just because he was that much better? And I said, honestly, for me, I've been, I think, to Freestyle Session since Freestyle Session 9 or 8, and this is 26, And honestly, I think it's the best Freestyle Session in terms of the caliber. If it's not the best, then if there was a previous one that was this high of a caliber, it was a totally different generation, right? Where usually you'll have 3 or 4 just, future legends or legends involved. This one, you had like so many world champions, so many best from their country there. So it was a good one for you to be at. And you felt the vibe in the room, because sometimes, not just Freestyle Session, but here in LA, we talked about it a little bit. Sometimes the energy of like everyone's too cool to make noise, and they don't realize how much that adds to the environment. So I think with everyone, all the internationals, the level, everything, it was a perfect experience for you to come and for it to be your first one. Because to me, honestly, it was like the best for popping category, the best caliber.
For sure, it was. It was really hard to judge.
Every
battle was really hard to judge because firstly, it's one round. One round is so short, and even more when you have that type of dancers. Because they need to be in the music and to enter in their mood and to touch that point that it was very interesting because it was also like many opposition of styles. And so it's even more hard to judge to me, but that was really a nice experience, and all battles were finals actually, for real.
Top 8, first battle, top 8 was MT Pop versus Pop and C.
It's like
anywhere else in the world that would be finals. And right there, top 8 battle, just because the way the bracket system works and everything. So for you, that sometimes I think a lot of elders, right, they get the position of judging because of respect and what they've done in terms of just longevity. Not all of our OGs and stuff battled in this type of format, right? You're not an OG yet, but you're in a position where you're a judge who knows what it's like to be on the other side. So when you're judging, what are some of the things that like you're looking for that comes to your mind? Because again, like you're not someone that's far removed. You've won big titles this year, you know, and if you could give some insight to that, like what are you looking for? What's important, or does that change depending on the type of event or concept or things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I most of the time it's very simple or very yeah, I mean, like I would say some classic stuff, originality, musicality, foundations, you know. Then after it's all about the character also.
Yeah.
For sure, you know. There are some people who are very technical, but who don't know how to get a crowd, who don't know how to respond or answer to a nice round,
Yeah.
you know, and how to deal with pressure.
Yeah.
I know many great dancers that are not good battle dancers actually, or good teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of many things at a moment, and I think that's why also it's really hard to judge sometimes, because for me, my job is to be to have like that distance with those people that I know, for some that I battle with, or that I used to have beef maybe, or you know, and this is like my job to be at that chair and to say, okay, now you don't know these guys and you don't know what you know from them,
your biasness,
and what you expect from them, and there is no you don't have to be affected by what you like, and you have to be like fair on at that moment, like in this 1 minute, who got it. And this is a mix of many things, like even attitude, you know, like the swag, you know, the way to show that you're confident, sometimes go hard, or sometimes just show that you don't need to push, you know. So it's a moment. For me, it's really hard because it's a moment, and sometimes you're like, you know, I like this guy, or I know what he can do, and at that moment he didn't give me that thing to give him my voice, you know. And freestyle session was hard.
Man, every battle, counting down, I'm just looking at all you guys, and I can see the like, not stress, but like the pressure of like,
man,
this is a big decision.
For sure,
this is a big decision, because as you know, winning an event like Freestyle Session, winning many, it's life changing.
In terms of what something.
The next year, the work you're gonna get, the reputation, right? It starts going up, and I think what you said is key. You know, being able to sit in that chair and get rid of any biasness you have towards someone you know, right? Because sometimes there's people who judge based on what they know the person can do, not what they are doing. You know, and I see it all the time because I host so many events. I've been around a long time on both sides, judging, battling, and hosting. And I can see, and I'm also, as I'm hosting, I'm also making decisions in my head.
For sure.
Because I'm
everybody does.
You know, right? Exactly. And a lot of times I could see when a judge votes based on what they think the person could do. You know, like, all right, hopefully next round they do better. And then they lost that round, but it's like, oh, well, the person's better than that. So I'm going to give it to him because the other person just got lucky in a way, you know? So it's good to hear that, you know, when you approach that seat, you're conscious of that and you're making a conscious decision, because sometimes people, I think, fake the funk, right? And they're just like, nah, I need to worry, you know. It's like, no, these are things you have to think about and try your best to not, because as human beings, we're always going to make mistakes, not going to be perfect. And I think sometimes the dancers out there who advice to them is to understand that, because for you guys, you're still human beings. No matter if they're looking at you guys like superstars and people that they idolize, it's never gonna be perfect, right? We all make mistakes and stuff, and we see.
And at the end, it's an opinion. it's an opinion that you give. It's not the truth. It's not uh, it's not I prefer his dance or no. At that moment, I think for me that you want.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like someone who says I prefer strawberry than vanilla.
Yeah.
Right now, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna
It doesn't mean vanilla's bad. It just means,
you know what I'm saying?
You like strawberries
yeah,
in that
exactly.
moment. Yeah.
And I had this discussion with one guy who said like, yeah, did I don't even remember who he was talking about, but yeah, but he lost. But did he dance? Did he dance bad? No, he actually really danced good.
Yeah.
But the guy in front of him did better at that moment. I felt, you know. So, yeah. But it's like that. It's also the pressure of the job and how you prove that you are able to do it. You know. So, I think I'm just how to say easy with it. You know. Like in my mind, I know that I'm just like honest with myself. So I don't have any. Yeah. To me, it was fair. The battle was good, and in every corner I saw good stuff from everybody, even some people that I didn't expect. And it's always good to have surprises also and get inspiration, because at the end it's about this. It's not about who won or was it a nice event, and was it did we had like good dance to watch, and it was the case. So I enjoyed a lot.
No man, that's really fresh. And something you said too about character, right? Me as a dancer, I'm a good battler, right? And I've told many people when they like ask for advice is about battling. I tell them all the time, I have beaten many better dancers than me, because when I go into the battle, I'm not just focused on being a better dancer. A lot of times they forget that it's a performance, right? And I know you're one of those that you on a scale of you've mastered a way to make sure that I think we're in different circuits almost outside of like when we do the big events, right? I know over there that's always looked at more the dance skill, but you're obviously one of the best in that sense, but you've also mastered the art of battling. And a lot of people, when they're judging battles, they don't even think of that. So like they're in their home watching this and like how did that person win? And it's because they're not even taking into account for of that element, you know. And I love that you said that, because not the best dancer doesn't always win the battle. It's the mixture, but it's the best battler, you know. And of course there's the baseline of you have to know how to dance. You have to know how to dance. You have to do you know, the like you said your 3 points that you're looking for, but a lot of times the person can have the great foundation, musicality, movement, but then they forget the performance, and then someone comes and performs and kills it, and they don't realize how much that overtakes the other ones, right? And people like try to fight and argue, oh well, it's a dance. Yes, it's a dance when you're in the cypher, it's a dance when you're practicing, but when you're in a battle, there's a bunch of other factors of it.
A lot.
When did you come to the realization of that in your journey of dance? Like, did you get it right away when you started? Or was there a moment like that happened to you where you're like, you know what? I need to make sure I also have this element of when I battle.
I think I realized that I had it.
You know? Yeah.
I mean, I never worked on that, but at the moment when I watch my battles and stuff, I'm like you said, like it happens to me many times that I beat some guys that for me are like inspirations, or I know that this guy is a better dancer than me.
Yeah.
In like technical aspects or whatever, but there is a moment, you know, it's like I'm a fan of soccer, and there is a thing that I always relate with big players. Big players know how to make the difference in big matches against big teams, you know,
when it matters the most,
you know. And so I think I had this thing in many events that I just put myself in this position like, okay, this is my moment, and everything is like, it's like I'm kind of that feeling of I'm underwater, and nobody can touch my my circle right here, and I'm like at that time I'm gonna show you guys that this is my moment, and I have to when I step in the field I have to show you. And sometimes I don't even watch my opponent because I don't want it's not arrogance or stuff, it's just I don't want to be influenced by some things that I like, or some things that I feel that that was hot, and it can like brainwash you, and so I'm just like sitting in my stuff and connecting with the music, and that's it, let's go, you know. And I think it's also a big thing to have when you go to battle is your confidence at the moment. It's my time. And when you have this one, I think it's really hard to touch. Even after when I win or if I lose, I know that at that moment I give my best, and then I don't have any regret of my performance, and then but it's always, you have judges, so it can be different, like every battle can be different depending the music, the judges, and many things that can influence your mind. So I think the best way is to like really make that bubble around your mind,
like
to
a
like
force field,
focus in this, to like avoid all those things,
No, and being a good battler, right? For me, I'm always, even if I'm in the battle or not, I'm thinking of what I would respond when I see a crazy round or something like that. And that's a lot of people just think of the physical practice and they forget the mental practice. Are you similar in that way? Like no matter what, when you see, like it's like how would I would have responded to that? Like do you think that way sometimes? Like let's say outside of judging, because I know you're focused on judging, being fair, but if you go to a jam or whatever it is, especially at this caliber, when you see these rounds, you're like right away like this would have been my response. Or you catch those little things. Do you think in that way, or are you just watching the round, enjoying the round?
When I'm judging,
just in general, like no matter what, when you're not involved.
I take it as an inspiration, more than okay, I have to think about a move or a tricks or something. It's just like I'm more about the forms, the general forms, and the energies. And in many people, even in my students, sometimes I'm really impressed about how the creativity is different, and how the musicality is different in every one of us, so I can really be inspired by a lot of a type of move or forms. Even the kids are touching me a lot, for example, because they are pure in their way to dance, so I'm really inspired by the kids, for example. And but for sure, anytime I see a good dancer, I'm like, this is a challenge for me, something's burning in me, like okay, I like this energy, and then it puts me to like think about like how I can play with that people, how I can like enter in like a kind of talk, and that's why I love popping, because there's a lot of families, there's a lot of people that doing that style, that are like specialized in this and that, and I love to travel also between all those times.
And I think that's also what I think keeps you fresh and relevant, is that no matter of where your base and where your what family you come from, you enjoy all of them. There's like you've been around for a very long time, and even if people go and want to learn these different styles or different, like you said, families, they don't it's kind of like they're looking to look down on it to be like, yeah, okay, my family's better. But with you, from knowing you for a while now, you honestly enjoy all the styles.
Oh, yeah.
All the styles. And I think sometimes people don't think that happens a lot. Like, likewise for me, like I remember for the longest time when there was this little beef between families, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you couldn't even show that you liked the other one.
Yeah.
And for me, I always liked it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then and it helped me grow as a dancer. And it's funny because again, like when a lot of people outside of, I would say, our world of the dancers who are active and battling and traveling, they'll think that like you only have to like one or where you come from, not realizing that a lot of the best, like at your caliber, they don't get there not being open-minded. You know, they get there like we're all friends. Like they'll see the battle and they don't realize that after we're kicking it, we're eating together, you know, like nothing, not like all tight because we lost, you know.
Yeah.
And there's some people who are not good losers, you know, but
I think because sometimes we forgot that it's a passion, and that we love the same thing.
Yeah.
Whatever your style, we love the same thing. It's like people who like fashion. But you like fashion because there's different styles of words and you know, colors and you know, so it's the same. And that's what I like with this dance also, is because there is this variety of styles that is so rich, you know. So why do not mix it and you know, just have a real exchange. Because a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people trying to defend their kind of rights and kind of value and what they put in these styles and all their work and whatever. But we all together. We all work our way and we all want to be better in this dance. So to me, if I want to be better, I have to be able to talk with everybody. You know, I take this. For me, dance is a way of it's a language. It's a language. You know, it's a couple language. You know, body language. So you have to be able to talk with anybody and to like, oh, you're gonna wave, I'm gonna wave with you. You're gonna pop hard, I'm gonna pop hard with you. You're gonna strut, let's go. You know, it's like and let's mix. Why not? Why can I not boog and then go to a wave and then you know what I'm saying? And for me, this is how I see popping, because I'm coming from France, where in Paris, I think the first thing we called popping was Smurf, and Smurf was mix of glide, wave, pop, a ticking, you know. So all these effects was the thing to have, you know.
Boogaloo came after.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because talking to Iron Mike, Waleed, you know, they all talk about Smurf, right?
Yeah.
And kind of how it was done. And people, they would think, who are not as educated in the history, would think that Boogaloo came first to France. You know, not realizing that Smurf was your guys' name for what people call popping today. And it was very much so of the other elements that people don't, you know, that is not in Boogaloo, right? But and you see it, I think, in a lot of the older French dancers, right? And you're like, I think you're younger than all of them, but you started young, so you know the people think that you're in a different generation and stuff like that. But it's all a conversation, and when you have to know when to have a good conversation and give people chances to speak and move, but then you have to know when to take it over, and that's in battling. That's what a lot of times people don't realize. The battle might be boring or whatever, is because there's no conversation. It's just two people doing moves, not paying attention to anything, not aware, just thinking, hey, I train a lot, I know all the foundation, I know all the techniques, and then realize for people like you who judge many events, and it gets boring, and you're sitting there like, you're good, but where's the conversation? This is like, I'm looking at two people who are not even talking to each other, you know, and that's a big thing where I think good battlers are aware of that. Like, how could I keep the judge's focus and keep this conversation going. But then now, when is it my turn to take it over, right? Something I want to ask too is like, how do you feel about when after battles, people right away want a critique from you?
It depends the way.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about the form. I mean, some people comes to you because they're pissed off.
They don't even want to hear the answer. They just want to.
Yeah. I mean, even if they want to hear an answer because they have respect for you, and I think if you don't have respect for the person, you don't ask for something. You know, you go to him and you're like, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to always like, find something to say, because most of the time it's people that I like to see dance.
Yeah.
Or like they don't pass pre-selection but they did a nice round. Or you know, so I will always give an opinion of my way of how I see the dance and what I think the person maybe missed. And sometimes, most of the time, it's not about dance.
Yeah.
It's about the moment, the attitude, the way to answer, the way to translate the music in your body, that people can understand what you're trying to translate in the music, and timing. You know, sometimes people are like about moves and not about the timing and respect the right timing in the music.
Yeah.
So it's about details. It's not about, many people are like very technical today.
Yeah.
You know, like even kids, they're like crazy technique. So most of the time it's not about technique. It's about how you set your rounds and how the battle, when the battle is going hard, how you are able to answer to this, to the pressure and everything, you know.
Yeah. See, for me, I'm in the belief of like, again, I've been very blessed to, just like you, be shoulder to shoulder with some of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
Right? And coming up, more likely than not, those people never ask why they lose. They accept it.
Yeah.
And they train harder.
Yeah.
You know? And it's not a matter of like that they don't respect the judge. It's just like, for me, I never ever in my head think to ask why I lost, because more than likely I know why.
Bro, I never asked because I feel like if the judges didn't vote for me, is that I didn't do the job enough for them to be convinced, you know. So I'm like, let's go back to work.
And you're like, you love sports, right? And like and I say this in wrestling, we have a saying: don't leave it to the referee. Don't leave it up to the referee.
Exactly.
You know, and
you gotta submit.
You gotta finish them, no matter what. You know, and when people like us, I think when we battle, we have that. So when we leave it up to the referee, we know what's gonna happen. If that's the chance. You know, and I know there's young dancers out there, and I don't want to discourage them from learning and everything, but I want you to hear this insight of like, one, of what we're talking about, like why we don't ask, but the other level to me is sometimes it's selfish of you to, when the person is judging and they just got done judging, for you to take they just sat down for 3-4 hours and you want to take all the attention. Everyone wants to know, but you want to be the one to run up and be like, hey, explain to me why. You know, it's like a sense of entitlement. And for me, sometimes I'm like I have to, hey, could I breathe? Like, could I please breathe? Like, you know, like, just give me some time. And I just got done watching hundreds of dancers, and you know, it's kind of like you're not aware. And a part of even why you come up to me and ask is a part of maybe why you lost too. You're unaware of the room, the timing, the environment, and the other layer of it is you're not even asking me to listen. You're asking me. So you're trying to find a flaw in what I say, so you could go back to your friends and be like, he said my I wasn't hitting hard enough. Look how hard I was hitting, like, to argue, you know, and you could feel it. And if I feel that's the energy right away, I'll be like, I won't even answer. But if I feel you're genuine, really want to know, it's an energy thing, you know. Like you said, it depends on the how, you know, because sometimes it's the entire, like, I don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
I don't owe you an explanation. You know, there's a reason why the promoter picked me to be in the seat, and whether you like it or not, you know, you have to accept it. But one, out there, most of the best in the world probably have never asked why they lost. They know why. Yeah. And then second, you know, sometimes you gotta self-reflect and be like, am I being selfish right now to try to take time and attention from this guy or girl and force them in a position to have to answer me because it's awkward, you know. Now it's awkward because now you feel fuck, like, because then if you're like, hey, no, I don't want to, then they're gonna say, oh, Nelson or Devious is the asshole, you know, he didn't want to talk to me. It's like, no, not that I don't want to talk to you, just I gotta go to the restroom. I haven't ate for 7 hours, and maybe, you know, I want to go eat a banana or drink some water or something, you know. So yeah, I was curious on how you felt, because I'm sure you've had plenty of people.
A lot.
Plenty of people.
Crazy stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's part of the game, you know. Like people want also to think that the battle gonna make them famous.
Yes.
You know, and when you put too much expectations in winning a battle or winning against someone, and you know, it's a lot of upset and disappointing, and you know, it's hard to deal. I can understand also, you know. So that's why people have to understand it's a game. You know, it's like when you play Uno. Yeah, it's the same, man. At the end,
know how to save the cards for the right moment.
Man, one day you lose, one day you win. It's like this, and this dance is not made for battles. This dance is made to dance first, you know. So it's a blast to be part of this game and to be able to dance and show your dance and you know, to be there and have those conversations, you know. So I think we have to also remember that, you know, it's a moment that we all have together, and I think it's important to remember this, to also the young generation that want to enter in battles, have fun first, you know.
100%. So shifting to more like your career and what you've done, what would be, and you have many moments, right? If you could think, what would be your top 2 or 3 battles you've had that people may not think are, you know, because everyone would think, well, just the boo, you know, like maybe him winning just the boo. But if it is, it is. But if you can, 2 or 3 that people have seen, and 2 or 3 that happened in the cypher that no one maybe even knows about, or if it's one, whatever it is, if you can, just what are some of your favorite moments on the stage and off the stage?
On the stage, I will always remember my battle with Kite in China, KOD, first time. Just because, for many things. Firstly, KOD, first time in China, 1,000 poppers at the pre-selection.
Did you do pre-selection?
I did the pre-selection from the top 100.
So you got lucky.
Yeah. And then top 100, top 64 starts the battles.
Wow.
And then top 32. Okay. And I remember talking to one of the girl of the staff, and she was like, "Do you know against who you battle next round?" I said, "Yeah, Popcorn from Korea." And she was like, "Oh." You know, like she was already sorry. Yeah. And then I was like, "Oh, okay, so today I gotta prove everybody why I'm here," you know. And then I was at the final with Kite, and Kite was at that time still a fucking machine, you know. So it's just a lot of pressure and a lot of focus to say to myself, okay, today is my day.
Yeah.
And I made it, and I was very proud, and very proud of that moment we had with Kite, because it was a really nice battle.
Yeah.
He had like crazy rounds. Yeah, KOD. Another battle. I would think about Summer Dance, but you know, there was many moments at the Summer Dance. It's more an event. It's more like a vibe that I really enjoy. You know, and yeah, we had like those finals with Mike for sure.
Yeah.
Guchan, Ness. Yeah.
Is that the one with Ness? Was that the one where you caught the towel?
Yeah.
That moment. Explain that moment. Like, how did you, when you caught the towel, were you like, yeah, I'm the shit? Because it wasn't on purpose, right?
No, for sure not. I
but
mean,
when you caught it, was it like pop? Like
I mean, I just turned and my hand was like that, and I see the towel, and I'm like, you know, and I was just like, and even in the music, it's really tight, you know. So yeah, it's just a really lucky moment. But I think also it's, you know, those times that you have that connection with everything, and all is like going on your way.
The glow happens.
You know what I'm saying?
The glow happens around you.
And yeah, so, and everything is because of Capella, because if he's not there, there's nothing on the floor, and never Ness will go down and trying to, you know, and so yeah, and shout out to Ness, you know, my cousin, he's here, you know what I'm saying, and
and to Capella.
And to Capella,
the alley-oop.
My crewmate, always here, and yeah, for sure, Summer Dance, and then Just the Boo, but Just the Boo, you know, is different because it's also another way to dance. You have to dance in front of almost 20,000 people, so you prepare your dance to dance bigger. Yeah, you know, the moves, the preparation, the routines, everything is different to me, you know. It's like very strategic. Yeah. And but then yeah, I had a lot of fun in Japan. I had a lot of fun in Japan in many events, Old School Night to Dance Alive and then off the stage.
The ones that they might not know about.
Off the stage,
people might get a little brave.
Wow, there's a lot. Firstly, I would say Kite.
So you guys battled in Cypher
because too? Kite is kind of the guy I love to see in a Cypher, because he will never stop. I mean, it stops when he stops. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the guy is like, I call him the Last Samurai.
Okay.
That's his nickname.
That's a good name, bro.
That's his nickname. Yeah. So the guy is a fucking machine, and I have so much respect for this guy. Yeah. I enjoyed it when I was younger. I enjoyed a lot to have ciphers with Sally Sly, even if it was not battle. Yeah. But this guy was so much an inspiration for me at that time, even today, that that was like so much inspiration and knowledge. You know, I was eating a lot, you know, so from him. So yeah. And then
which one's the most heated? Which one was the most heated off the stage that you had, where it was like you guys were doing this because it was maybe you guys didn't like each other or something happened in the
event? That was against Slick Dog
in France.
Yeah, when he went to France. I mean, they just came to the pre-selection, and
did you guys know they were gonna be there?
No.
They just show up.
No, yeah, they just show up, and what happened? Someone comes to me and said, like, because to me, you know, I had a lot of respect for Slick Dog, his music, whatever. I killed his beats, and watch his videos, whatever, and then okay, we saw all these guys. Oh, nice. Oh, they're coming. Oh, nice. We're gonna battle them. You know, they're gonna go on stage. They're gonna make the pre-selection, whatever. Nice, you know. And then one guy comes to me, French guy, and said to me like, "Yeah, I think they come for you." And I was like, alright, okay. And then I go on the stage, do my pre-selection, go down, and then one of them was like, "Yeah, Nelson, let's go. Like, you want to call me out and stuff." And I was like, you know, that was funny because it was like I was watching a movie, like kind of a gang coming in Paris and trying to show the truth to, you know, and okay, we danced, but I wasn't really in the mood to show my skills and stuff. It was more like, you guys want to fight?
Where's this going?
What's the project? And, and then actually asked to Slick Dog after that, what was it, you know? And we just don't like you and whatever. It's like, if you don't like me, why you dance with me? You know, I mean, if you don't respect me, why you dance with me? I mean, here in Paris, I mean, where I'm from, you know, we are not, how to say, my hood is not hip hop at all.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it more frankly, but if you have a problem with someone, you don't dance with them.
Yeah. I say this all the time to, like, people are like, "Oh, is it real beef?" And I tell them, if it's real beef, I am not dancing with that person. Like, there's no, don't let the cameras, the comments, the caption of the video
You will
fool
never
you.
see two people in the street having a problem.
Let's dance.
Put some music on and solve the problem like that, you know. So I was like, I think you guys still in the movie, you know, and we're not here to like. I mean, to me, it was really, really not my type, you know. But it became a legendary cipher. Like people talks a lot about it, and actually that was fun, you know. When I see it now, it's funny, you know. And
you just laugh at it, right?
Yeah.
The moment.
Yeah.
Man, no, that's dope, and it's dope that you say that, because I think sometimes there's a misconception of people automatically think that people from the U.S. or from the hood or whatever are the only ones who are hard, or the only ones that come from struggle. And yes, the struggle here in the U.S. is televised and popular, so everyone knows about it, but they don't realize how similar any black or brown neighborhood is across the globe. It might not be the same, but they're similar in the sense of, like you said, like, and where you're from is not hip hop, right? Like, same where the streets that I'm from is not hip hop, right? It's, if there's an actual problem, it's called on site. When we see each other, there's no talking, there's no anything. So when there's like certain people who are portraying, like you said, it's like a movie, or they're in the movie, and it's not only them, there's other people who are like this too, that they come and they're portraying what they see in movies and what they think, and then after they're like, "It's just dance, bro. It's just dance." And you're like, you told me fuck you. You gave me the finger. Like, well, that's not just dance, bro. Like, and it always confuses me, and like I you know, I have some problems with some people, you know, and dance world type of environment. Not many, but you know, it happens, and people are like, "Oh, well, you guys just gonna battle?" And it's like, no, because these issues are not dance issues. You know, it's bigger than that. And I don't dance with people I don't like. So if I'm battling you, I might not like you as much as my best friends or my crew, but there's going to be an element of, kind of like you said earlier, we all do this for very similar reasons, or we started for the same reasons or similar reasons. So off of that principle, there's a connection, right? Exactly. And yes, a battle could get heated, but that doesn't mean I don't like you. But then if it's to the point where we don't like each other and there's personal things happening, we're not dancing that out. We're not dancing that out, because I need to know before music goes on and I have my back to you and I'm trying to dance that you're not gonna hit me. You're not gonna try to like sucker punch me. You know, like this is like you know what people don't understand about that. You know, and you know, but it's good that that's not as, and especially nowadays, because you also come from a time where when you show up to events, and you have problems with other crews, you got to kind of like have space and figure out what the temperature is of the room. Now it's not really like that, you know. Now, and it's a good thing. We don't want to go back to that. So it's good for the younger generation to know that's not what. Just because we talk about that time period or that era, that doesn't necessarily mean that we want that element back. It just happened. And we grow from it, learn from it. Don't think that that's what battling is. You know, battling isn't necessarily you getting into a fight to prove who's harder, you know. And you don't have to fucking disrespect to a level where it becomes personal to try to win the battle, right? It like, yes, there might be an exchange of words, maybe a little physicality, but never to the point where it's like showing up to events not knowing if you're safe. You know, because there was an era of popping where a lot of events where it's like, yo, fuck, are we gonna fight or are we gonna dance and see what's gonna happen? Because you know, and that's not fun. And you can see it. I think here in the U.S. was happening more so, and you can see it in the skill level, because now people are showing up to not dance; they're showing up to fight, and I think that affected the U.S. scene, especially within popping, for many years, because a lot of people weren't training to win battles or training to get their dance better. They're training to like try to prove something to someone else that they don't like, and necessarily getting there and not even focus on the music, on the dance, focus on like, all right, like, are we gonna fight or what am I gonna do here? Like, you know, crazy stuff like that. So, but yeah, man, that's dope that you look back at that moment and it's like, so nothing ever got more heated than that for you in France. That was the most heated.
Yeah, I think so, because after we had that beef with the dancers from Lille, the north of France. So Jidawi and Pepito.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, because there were always this rivalry between Paris and Lille.
Okay.
And at the time we had to, I don't know if you know Yuval. You have to know Yuval, that famous MC.
Oh yeah, was he at Freestyle Session?
He was there.
Yeah.
He was there.
I seen him
with Booba Colors.
I think I seen him. He's a short guy.
Yeah.
I seen him in the B-Boy Cypher whacking.
Yeah.
He's just having a good time, and I was like,
this guy.
Yeah, like he's good at crazy energy. Yeah.
Okay, so he actually like had that thing we called 1000%. So 1000%.
I remember this.
Yeah.
So all the footage came from.
Yeah, and he was organizing like those kind of. He was organizing battles around beefs and stuff, and so he just asked us to come to Lille to have this battle with these guys, because there was like kind of a, you know, tension. Yeah. And then we came there, and I would just remember that that was really difficult to dance, because we were in the hood and everybody came for us, and we just couldn't hear the music
at all,
because they were so like annoying, like, you know, everybody was screaming for nothing, motherfuckers, blah 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 blah. So, you know, and yeah, that was funny. That was a funny battle, and now we good, we cool, and that was a really good experience that time, because it's also a way to know each other and to see like we have that we grew up in the same kind of areas, and you know, so at the end it just like make us like more close to each other.
Because you share that moment. Like, I'll remember that battle.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna play a quick game. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say a country.
Okay.
And I want the first 3 names that come to your head for the dance.
Okay.
Just to say them.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Japan.
Guchan, Aki, Kite.
Korea.
Juan, Popinjay, JG.
France.
Bruce, Walid, Salislai.
USA.
Pete, Jazzy J, Taco.
Wow. Nice. Quick, you see that? He knows. So those people, when you think of those countries, let me try to think. Am I missing a country? those I think are the powerhouse countries, right? Korea, Japan, France, U.S. You know, those are really, I think, the countries that have very important history. Not that the other ones don't. It just, those are the countries that really, I think, influence the world. You know. So now, when I say this, I'm gonna say the countries again. New generation.
New generation.
New generation. Even if it's not 3, it's fine. Okay. Ready?
Okay. New generation. Okay.
Cause you hit some heavy legends right there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go France.
France, new generation. I would say Sonia, but she's not new generation.
Yeah.
Yu.
Okay. Dope. Let's go Japan.
Japan. Utah.
That guy's crazy.
Yeah.
14, bro. That's crazy. Korea.
Korea. I don't know the names. There's a lot. South Korea is too much.
Too much, right?
Yeah.
U.S.
Young generation. Damn. U.S. Young generation. Damn, bro. I don't know.
So when a generation outside of the EBs.
Outside of the EBs, then.
Of their generation.
Slim.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Is like the dance here, in terms of popping. I feel like the generation after the Frantics, Kid Boogies, Slims, J Smooths, they're not that they're not as hungry. I think that they have a confusion of what it takes to get to that title or that level that they reached. And I think they're waiting for opportunity, not taking opportunity. And this is why a lot of people don't know who they are around the world. Because even when people think new generation US, they'll say a name and it's like, that guy's 30. That guy's 34, 35. And, you know, the Yu's probably, how old is Yu? But in her 20s maybe.
Yeah.
And Utah, 14. Yeah. Like, you go to a lot of countries and you could say like 13-year-old, 14-year-old. And they, like Utah made it to, you know, Freestyle Session, you know. But here, I think a lot of times, and you know, I can say this because I'm here and I'm involved and I see it. Like I'm like, yo, even myself, when I started, I paid for myself to go places, and went. And first though, I made sure that I was able to prove myself here. And once I went to all the battles, battled the older generation, the middle, my generation, then I was like, okay, now I'm leaving. Now I'm gonna go over. But I'm not gonna wait for someone to fly me out. I'm gonna go and to the strongest events and improve myself.
You gotta travel.
Yeah, even me and Green, same thing. He wasn't getting flown out. You know, we were paying together to get to these places.
For sure.
And I think sometimes I'm looking and it's like, yo, and I wasn't rich. I was saving money, collecting cans, you know, like whatever I could do, you know. I think instead of like, that's something that's important for U.S. dancers to realize that, like, because we had a little moment where people here, the younger, not even too much younger generation, was complaining that people like Slim and kids still enter battles here, you know, like, well, they have to give us a chance. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you don't want to be in the ring with them and to know where you're at and everywhere else?
I mean, that's the goal. To me, that's why I started battles.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to dance against the best.
The best. I don't care if they've been here for 20, 30 years. I was 15, 16 battling 25, 26-year-olds.
But like you said, when we talk a lot, and we talk a lot about many things, you know. And when we watch UFCs, and you know, those fighters, they want to fight the best, just to prove they are the best, and just to prove even to themselves, do I have the level?
Sometimes I see that people come to jams and disappointed that there's good dancers.
Yeah.
Like they're like, fuck, like damn, like you know, and it's like no one, like that's not how you get the torch passed to you. You know, sometimes, and if they don't want to leave, you take the torch from them. You know, you go there and take it from the Slim Boogie, from the Kid Boogie, from the Frantics. You know, but these guys are still entering. Of course, they love it, but they're still entering and representing the U.S. because there's no one stepping up. you know. And a lot of people they think I am their generation, but I'm like 10 years younger than them. But it's because in all the battles, all the footage, you're gonna see me versus them.
you were,
like I battle Slim maybe the most out of any of the legends here, you know. Every time finals, two time tiebreaker, 3 tiebreaker. One time they do tiebreaker so much with me and Slim went up to me and said, "Hey bro, let's just split the money." You know, and I was like, "What?" I was like, I was even like, "Is this allowed?" Like I was like, "Hey, it's up to you, bro, but I'm willing to keep going." You know, so we're dead in this motherfucker. You know,
Yeah, sure.
But that's interesting because again, like. It comes from here, but I think it's taken a lot more serious and appreciated everywhere else. And that might be because it comes from here. So sometimes it's like when you have something, you don't appreciate it. But yeah, you know, that's a message from me to the younger generations here. That's like, yo, guys and girls, like, you gotta not wait for opportunities. You gotta go create your opportunities and go places and test yourself and invest in yourself in your career and what you want to do.
Traveling is a part of the game.
Yep.
I mean, if the best events are not in your city or your country, you gotta go there.
Yeah.
You know, and you gotta. There is no other way to get some experience. You gotta be around the most experienced dancers, and then you're gonna be slapped and you're gonna lose and you're gonna don't pass the pre-selection, and that's gonna make you grow. That's how it is.
Yep. And that's why even us now that we're in a position as an organization, that we try so hard. And that's why people have seen the growth of like the level at Freestyle Session and like FLAVA and stuff like that, because we're like, one, you guys are all people we've built with for many years, traveled with, seen each other, but then we're like, okay, we're also, instead of complaining about the younger generation, what are we gonna do to help fix that? You know, what are we gonna do to solution based, not problematic, right? So then, okay, let's bring everyone here. Let's bring everyone here. And it's funny because we do this, 2 things happen. The better ones, the ones who are winning the events with just US dancers, don't come. And then it's like, okay, that's funny, that's ironic. And then 2, when you get a girl like Ringo, for example, you see her grow up and you see the footage. Here there's the people who look at it and they're like, if I battled her, I'll smoke her. Or, oh, that's only happening because they're hyping her up. You know, this happens here where dancers have that mentality where they think, if I was the one in front of her, like, I would win. And then she comes and she's in the cypher, and then you see those same guys get pale and they're like, like, you know, like, because they see, and that's what I want the younger generation to see.
It's dangerous,
you know, because there's a lot of that all over the world, you know. And I remember the first time I traveled. And the first time I traveled for dance, 17, 18 years old, and to Montreal, you know, and then going into a cypher in Montreal, and like, whoa,
Montreal is rough.
And then like, you know, how old are you? And it's like they're my age or 2 years younger than, and usually I'm used to being the youngest one by 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you know, and now I was like, oh yeah, same age, you know, and I'm like, oh damn, like, okay, and it waked me up, you know, because I didn't even realize that there was a level like that around the world, you know. And then also, you know, thinking this person's from Montreal, like, oh no, I'm from France, or I'm from here, and I'm like, you know, putting it together, and it just started making me more hungry, more serious, understanding that, okay, I might be the best where I'm from, but there's like hundreds of me where they're from, and where can you find, you know, it's like the samurai lifestyle, going around, you know, finding the best competition, not for your ego, just trying to beat people who are average and then walking away like, oh, I won the jam. And it's like, just recently, this year I started battling again, right? And the last time I battled is 2016. I think maybe Montreal, when you judged. Might have been the last battle I did. For many reasons I stopped battling. But then this year I made a decision, okay, I'm gonna battle again. And again, back to the passing of the torch, I'm like, there's no one stepping up here in this sense. So let me come back and remind people what this is, you know, or where I'm at and why I'm in this position. Because there's a generation here now that, because I haven't battled long, they don't even realize that I get down or why people know of me, you know. So I entered the battle and I did my thing. I ended up winning, and people are just like, just tripping on how I battled, right? Like, oh man, like I forgot that intensity of battling, right? Then I did another event and I win it, right? And I'm winning them in a row, and then people are like, I didn't even know you get down like that. I'm like, you think because I wasn't battling, I wasn't dancing or training? Like, no, I'm still training. Just I'm not trying to enter battles that I know I'm gonna just win. Like, why do that? And I have another role in this community. Then I went to another event and I lose, right? First round, I lose first round, and everyone, oh, you got robbed, man, like saying all this. And then I tell them, like, yo, stop. That round I did was better than that person's round, yes, but that round would have lost anywhere else in the world. So for me, I'm not trying to beat that guy. I'm coming back to be the best and to show you guys something. So yes, you could look at it and say I was better than that person, but that's not who I'm trying to be better than. Like, would that round beat Nelson? Would that round beat MT? Nope. So I lost in my head too, you know. So I don't need to hear for my ego. You guys tell me I think that I won, you know. And that for them, they're like, oh man, like what? Like, why did he answer it like that? And it's like, no, that's the mentality of people who
you gotta know yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta know yourself. And to come back to what you said before about people asking, sometimes when people comes to me and say, yeah, what you think about my round, if you remember my round, whatever, most of the time I answer with a question, who is, how did you feel? Because the first thing is, how did you feel?
Yeah.
Did you feel good? Did you, are you proud of your round? Yes, that's good then. Me too. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Maybe you didn't pass the selection because many other people did a better round than you.
Yeah.
But if you felt good, then that's the first step.
Yeah.
Work on it. You have to feel better again.
Yeah.
You know, and I think at our level also, you have, if you want to reach that level, you have to be honest and humble about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you can have talent, you can be learn very fast, but there is one way, the work. You gotta practice whatever you wanna, in whatever you wanna be good, you have to practice. So it's the same for popping, it's the same for dancing. I never had that feeling that I practiced because I love so much dancing that I never went to a studio and said to myself, okay, I'm gonna practice today. You know, it happens when I have to focus for a battle or go to a 2-on-2 or like a team battle. But about myself, I always like go to the practice room like I go to the club when I cypher.
Yeah.
You know, that's the energy I want to keep, because that's what makes me love dance.
Yeah.
You know. And at the time when you're in this battle system, you're always like trying to and want to prove, because people are waiting for you whatever you say. And so you have to be there.
Yeah.
You have to maintain that position or status that people gives you at the end of the day, you know. So I really think that my thing was about to keep the fun.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I'm dancing also this way, funky, and I don't really give a fuck about like the tricks or the, you know, I just like go with the music because it's really my mindset, like how I want to live this lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, even in battles, I'm trying to keep that fun. And I think like a lot of people forget it, you know.
Yeah.
We are here because we have love for this dance and for this culture, this music, all of us, you know. And even if you win, even if you You want to be good, practice. That's it. You know, that's 100%. It. Go to Cypher, travel, get some experience. That's the best way to be better and even a better version of yourself, because you're gonna travel and discover other way to think, other way to practice, other way to feel the dance, go to club, whatever, you know. And I think it's really important that the next generation understand that it's coming from the club.
Yeah.
You know, it's coming from the streets, and it's not just about who is the best. First, be the best for yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're correct, man. And so now, just to end it off, you know, you're here, Freestyle Session, judge, and then now you're battling FLAVA of the Year.
I can't wait.
And is this the first time that you're going to battle with Rock Swift as DJ?
I think I did it online.
Online? Oh, yeah. But now,
I did it online, but yeah, I can't wait because man is so talented. You know, I mean, I really enjoyed the music in Freestyle Session because every beat was like fire, you know, and he knows how to. I feel like he knows how to push the people. Yeah. So that's why I was a bit upset that there was no 2 rounds.
2 rounds, yeah.
Because sometimes some battles needs 2 rounds, you know, to have like a different feelings on a different music, and then you can like see, okay, this guy just gave me nice rounds, but that was the same energy, whatever the music, and but yeah, Rock Swift is crazy, man, and I'm really excited to battle and to exchange and to feel that vibe that you guys bring here, because I got much respect for what you're doing here.
Thank you, bro.
It's crazy, like all this center, everything, all the love and passion you put in this with the kids and stuff. That approach also with the message and the sports, the wrestling and stuff. That I'm really honored to be here, and you know, for us it's really dope to be in LA at the source, you know, so it doesn't happen a lot. So when we are here and in good conditions like that, it's crazy. And I'm sure Rock Swift is gonna kill it. I can't wait, bro.
No, man, I can't wait either. We have so much talent, so much, you know, the future, the current, and the past, you know. And it's funny you say that about the rounds, because Rock Swift hates when it's 1 round. He hates when it's run around. He always was like, because for him it's also, he has to enjoy it, and he enjoys it more when he's able to do that with 2-3 rounds. You know, because
as a DJ he plays with the dancer.
Yes, exactly. You know, but again, bro, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, bro. Honestly, because you've always supported us. You know, the second we really got to know each other from that day forward, bro, you've supported us so much. The online event, you know, when everyone didn't really get it, you understood right away, and you said yes. You didn't even ask too many questions. You were down, and this was a very pivotal moment for us as an organization, because people knew us as individuals for what we do within battling and us as like our careers in that sense. But this is what it took. It made the world aware of what we are as an organization and what we do, you know, and you were a crucial part of that, you know, because again, man, like that concept of how we did the online event made it as real as a real event as possible, you know, in a time where not a lot of people wanted to do those things, you know, and you being one of the biggest names right away.
It's a pleasure.
You're like anything for you guys, you know, and that always meant everything to us. And I tell this to everyone, because we told you guys when we did it, this is what we're doing online because we have to, but when we get the chance to bring you, you're gonna come. That's cool. It's funny because we were looking at the flyer for FLAVA of the Month online, the first one. Almost every single person is here. In real life, you know.
You realize that vision. That's dope.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
Again, man. So Localz only, the legend himself, Nelson, FLAVA of the Year week, baby. Peace out. Thank you, brother.
Hell yeah,
man. Appreciate it.
Let's get it.